Hello friends, Josh Steffler reporting for WeAreChangeVictoria.org and Freedom Free for All Television. I'm down at one of the Masonic power points in British Columbia, the BC Legislature, for the Sensible BC rally to decriminalize marijuana. Also on the day of the opening of the BC Legislature. We got the red carpet rolled out for all of these dignitaries, and we're going to wander around the crowd, ask some questions, and get some shots. You know, we're here because this is all about liberty. If you don't have the liberty to decide what goes inside your own body, you don't have liberty. When government has grown so big that it claims dominion over life itself, over nature, I think it's time to say that government has grown way too big and out of control. Let's hit the crowd and find some people that are interesting to talk to.
Of the new year, after our massive historical signature gathering campaign last fall, clearly we have lost none of our momentum. We have broad support. There are people here today from all across Vancouver Island. There's people from the Lower Mainland. People came down from Kelowna, from Kamloops. We have a fellow here who came down from Dawson Creek. Because all across British Columbia we know that it is time to change the marijuana laws. That it is time for our province to take the first step to stop arrests for marijuana possession and begin the process of legalization for all Canada. We're not going to let our politicians get away with ignoring this issue anymore. We have seen possession charges double in British Columbia over the past 7 years. That is the responsibility of the BC government. And we have also seen laws being passed to take the homes and cars and cash and possessions of people who have never been charged with a crime and certainly never convicted of a crime, simply because they are under suspicion of growing marijuana, or they're a landlord whose tenant is under suspicion of growing marijuana. These laws are passed by our BC government. While they claim they can't do anything about marijuana laws, they have been in fact tightening the screws on marijuana prohibition for a long time. And we're not going to put up with that anymore. And we must remember, it's not just about being here today. It's about keeping this movement going every day in your local community, in your local town. It means talking to those who support this cause, getting them out on the street. It means making an appointment to go and meet with your MLA and your MP and your mayor and your council and tell them how you feel about this issue and what you expect from your elected representatives on this issue. This is something that can be done at every level of government, cities and towns, the province and the federal government. All play a role in maintaining this terrible prohibition, and they should all have a role in ending this war on marijuana. We can do this together if we work at it. We can make this year the year of legalization in Canada. The tide is changing all around the world. Of course, we know that Colorado and Washington are leading the way. You might have thought it was going to happen here in BC first, but our American cousins have broken through. And that is only going to continue. In Alaska, they have succeeded in gathering signatures. They only needed 30,000, which makes me a little jealous. But they've got those 30,000 signatures, and they're going to have a vote on legalization in Alaska this August. Which means that soon we're going to have legal marijuana on both sides of the border here in British Columbia, while we suffer with increased possession charges, with mandatory minimums for growing just a few plants, with homes and cars and possessions being seized under suspicion of being involved in growing marijuana. Are we going to put up with this in our province? No! We're going to send a message to Christy Clark, to the Liberals, to the NDP, to tell them we demand action on the marijuana laws. No! Damn right we are. We're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until these laws are changed, until every Canadian can grow, can consume, and can access high-quality, clean cannabis whenever they like. That's what we're working for. That is the end of prohibition, and we're going to make that happen together. So once again, I thank you all so very much for being here today. We've got plenty more bodies still coming out. It's going to be a wonderful day today, and afterwards we're going down to Garrick's Pub.
Yeah, 11:30.
It's at 1130 Government Street, which is across from Earl's. And everybody gets a soup and a sandwich and a pop if you come out. So our gratitude for your being here. Because I thought some of you might have the munchies after this for some reason. We got a live, beautiful plant here. If you want to get your picture taken with the plant, feel free. It's the torch of freedom. Okay, that's all my speech for now. But enjoy our day here. We'll talk a bit more later on. And it's going to be a fabulous time. They're going to be launching cannons and doing a gun salute down there. We got the Lieutenant Governor and all various officials coming by. We're making our message loud and clear. I don't see anybody else protesting here but us today. This is the biggest event that they're going to be having today because this is an issue that British Columbians care about. We want this to change, and we're going to make it happen. And I know that for each of us that is here today, there are dozens, hundreds, perhaps thousands more that would have liked to be here today, but couldn't make it for one reason or another. But let's not forget, we represent so many people across this province. We are the change. We are the revolution. And one day you'll be able to tell your kids and your grandkids how you helped to end marijuana prohibition in British Columbia. So that they would never have to know what it is. So that our children and grandchildren will never have to know what it is to be charged for what kind of herbal medicine they use or for what plants they choose to grow in their garden. We can end this war in our generation so it is not passed down to our kids the way it was passed down to us. Do you love marijuana? Are you going to change the marijuana laws here in British Columbia? Damn straight we are. Alright, that's it for now.
We take a look at some of the signs throughout the protest. We see the cannabis flag. We saw a lady dressed in a dancing cannabis costume, which was really awesome. Many handmade signs, many pre-made signs legalizing hemp, decriminalizing cannabis. There was a live pot plant. Nobody was hurt. Then we get to the authority. Lines drawn, no citizens, military up there. All this circus show, Lieutenant Governor, Premier. We have the Masonic PowerPoint, the obelisk standing there as a silent reminder. Boom! We're in charge. Then we've got the cannons there to let everybody know that the government is in charge and the military is there to back their authority. I find this display absolutely ridiculous. No disrespect to our military. Boom! We're in control here. No disrespect whatsoever to the brave men and women that serve in our military. But in the 21st century, we don't need cannons going off letting people know that the legislature is about to legislate and start their spring session. My name is Josh Steffler. Find us online, wearechangevictoria.org.